blood spurts across the white sheets. A woman forces a sword through a man's neck. Another woman holds him down. His eyes are still open. This is not a distant biblical story. This is one of the most violent and personal paintings in the history of art. Painted by a woman who had every reason to understand revenge. This is the story of Artemisia Gentileschi's Judith Beheading Holofernes. According to the Book of Judith, the beautiful Jewish widow Judith entered the camp of the Assyrian general Holofernes, who was besieging her city. She seduced him, got him drunk, and, while he slept, cut off his head with his own sword. For centuries artists painted this scene. Most showed Judith as elegant and distant. Caravaggio made it darker and more real. But Artemisia went further than anyone. Artemisia Gentileschi was born in Rome in 1593. She was the daughter of the painter Orazio Gentileschi and trained in his workshop. In a time when women were almost never accepted as serious history painters, she became one of the most powerful artists of the Baroque. But her life was marked by violence. In 1611, at the age of 17, she was raped by the painter Agostino Tassi, a friend of her father who had been hired to teach her perspective. When Tassi refused to marry her, Artemisia's father took him to court. The trial lasted 7 months. Artemisia was forced to testify under torture. Thumbscrews were tightened around her fingers, the same hands she used to paint. She shouted at Tassi, "This is the ring you gave me and these are your promises." Tassi was found guilty, but never truly punished. Artemisia left Rome soon after and began a new life in Florence. Around 1612–13 and again around 1620, Artemisia painted Judith Beheading Holofernes. In her version, Judith and her maidservant worked together with brutal physical force. They pin the man down. Blood sprays and realistic arcs. Judith's face is determined, not delicate. Many see this as more than a biblical scene. It feels personal. A woman who had been violated and publicly humiliated painting the moment of absolute power and revenge. Despite everything, Artemisia built a brilliant career. She became the first woman admitted to the Accademia di Arte del Disegno in Florence. She worked for powerful patrons across Italy and beyond. She painted strong, complex women again and again. For centuries her work was overshadowed by the scandal of her life. Only in recent decades has she been fully recognized as one of the great painters of the Baroque. Not because of what happened to her, but because of what she created. Judith Beheading Holofernes is still shocking 400 years later. It is a painting about power, violence, and survival. It is also the work of a woman who refused to disappear. Artemisia Gentileschi took the darkest moment of her life and turned it into something that still makes us look. And refused to look away. Subscribe if you want the stories paintings never tell themselves.